and welcome to episode 21 of the Crazy Sock Lady podcast. My name is Kay, and you can find me as the Crazy Sock Lady on Instagram and Ravelry. And there is also a group for the podcast on Ravelry. If you head over and search in the groups tab for Crazy Sock Lady podcast, you can find it there. That's where you're going to find any information about knit-alongs, giveaways, swapless swaps, fun chatter, show notes. Everything is going to be over in that group. In the down bar below, you can find links to the group where you can find me on Instagram, Ravelry. There will also be timestamps, should be, for this episode if you choose to skip ahead to a certain portion of the podcast. So today is April 25th. It is almost 2:30 in the afternoon, not my normal recording time. I attempted to record this morning. I had it edited, and then things went downhill. Totally my fault for what happened, not my iPad. I'm recording on my new iPad for this will be my third upload on the iPad, and it's going great, but I made a mistake today. We're not even going to talk about it because I'm not very happy about it. So we're starting from scratch because I really wanted to get this recorded today and have it up tomorrow and try to stay on schedule. So this evening, I'm going to be editing. But we're just going to jump right in and go with it because I have to get the kids from the bus stop in about an hour. So let's see, where are we? We are going today to go through the 2 knit-alongs that we have going on. We will talk about those. I've got one finished object to show you. Of course, there are works in progress. I've got some acquisitions and a few things that I received in the mail, and we will end with some general chatter. So first up, knit-alongs. I do want to mention that full rules and specifics on the knit-alongs can be found in the chatter threads in the Ravelry group. So be sure to head over there if you have any questions about anything, or just send me a message. I'm happy to answer any messages. So the first knit-along is our sock Crazy Cow for 2017. That is a year-long knit-along for any socks that you make this year. Baby socks do not count for that, but be sure for any other socks that you make to get those put in the finished objects thread. The sock blank along started April 1st. Super fun, and I'm having a great time working on my sock blanks. So that started April 1st and ends May 31st. That's anything that you make from a sock blank. Does not have to be socks, just has to be completely done from the sock blank. We have at least one, maybe two shawls that were done from sock blanks that are over in the finished objects thread. So be sure to head over there and check those out. All right, that finishes up admin stuff. So now finished objects. I just have one to show you, and I actually finished this before we went on our trip to West Virginia. So I have my April Avenues socks. That's what I'm calling them. And this pattern is the Avenues by Mina Phillip. And this is part of her New York Sock Collection Club that she has going on. This is the second month. And the yarn that I used is by Amy of Little Tailoress. And she has the Little Tailoress podcast. And then her Etsy shop is Little Tailoress Yarn. And I believe this is the Lover's Lane colorway. You can see Mina always includes the German short row heel. I just went ahead and did what has been my favorite lately, guys, the slip stitch heel flap and gusset. And for these, I used my US 1 2.25 millimeter. I cast on 64 stitches, and then you do have to increase to a certain amount, which I will not give away since it's a paid for pattern, but you have to increase to a certain amount for the pattern to work. So I did 64 and then did my increases. Here is a close-up of the pattern. It is a slip stitch design, and it's kind of customizable the way she's written it up. You can kind of customize it, tweak it to the way you want it to look. There are tons of different ways I think you could do it. So that's great. I always love patterns like that. So with this, I have blocked these. Look how pretty it looks. It's blocked. Because with slip stitch patterns, she does recommend only doing it on the front, which I think is like a Mina Phillip staple. I love that her pattern designs are only on the front. But I think I would have done it anyways because it is slip stitch. And with slip stitches, you do not have the stretch that you would normally have. They just don't give as much. So it is a good idea to only do it on the front. And then I blocked it because even with doing it on the front, they tend to curl up a bit. I've done other slip stitch designs in socks and they do the same thing. The front side of it just tends to curl. So I gave them a good soak and block. And now they're just gorgeous. They're waiting to be worn. But guys, we're already in the 70s and 80s here, so I am pretty sure that my merino wool sock wearing days are probably over until fall. Let's be real here. I'm pretty sure they're done. So these were lots of fun to do. I'm glad I got them done before the trip, so now I'm not home and worrying about getting them done. So yeah, I think I started them April 2nd, finished them April 11th. Not bad. Not bad at all, considering I am not a monogamous knitter. I bounce from thing to thing. So these are done. That's my only finished object that I have to show you. Next we have, was that all I wanted to say about those? Yes, yes it was. Next, works in progress. I have 3 of those to share with you today. So the first one that I'm going to show you is my hitchhiker shawl, and that pattern is by Martina Bem, and I'm holding this in a bag that I made over the summer. I'm definitely not a sewist, guys, at all. I just don't enjoy it enough, but it's useful and it works. I had this in a bag from Mountain State Stitches, one of my Doctor Who bags, but it was outgrowing that. So for the trip, I transferred it to this so that I had a little bit more growing room. And I've got my What the Felt pin from Knitty by Nature. And then, because this is a Doctor Who themed project, I've got the best David Tennant number 10 keeping me company. Okay. Hitchhiker. I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. What I have done, the yarn that I used, I'm using 2 different colors of yarn. I've used up all of the first color that I'm going to use. Let me show you it. It is this gorgeousness. This is Galaxy by Bad Wolf Girl Studios. I mean, come on. The stellina in this is amazing. I don't know how well the camera is even going to pick it up, but it's to die for. It's gorgeous. So you start way down here on the tip, and then you're increasing and all the way up to here. This is where I am right now. So I got to maybe right around here, and I wanted to make sure I had enough of the Galaxy to put in my Cozy Memories. So I usually pull from the outside of the cake, so I pulled from the center and went ahead and put a square in Cozy Memories so that I could continue using up as much as I possibly could of the Galaxy and still know, okay, I've got a square in there, I'm good. So I still have, it's over there, I didn't bring it over. I showed it in the first one I recorded this morning. I still have about 6 to 8 grams, I can't remember if it was 6 or 8, I weighed it, left of the Galaxy to put in my corner to corner. But I thought I would go ahead and start with my second collar. What I did when I started getting toward the end of where I thought I was going to be done with the Galaxy is I started weighing it to see how much one little 8-row repeat was taking. So I probably could have gotten at least, probably just one more of the little teeth done with what I have left. But I just went ahead and I thought, you know, I want to put it in my corner to corner as well, or maybe do a little heart ornament like I did last month for the Naughty Knitwits Stuff It. I thought maybe I'll do a little heart ornament or just put that 8 grams into my corner to corner. I'm not sure, but the second yarn that I'm using, this is just Knit Picks Stroll Glimmer in black. I wanted something that had some stellina in it to carry on with the stellina theme. And I think it looks really great. I'm really happy with it. So I want to try to have this done by Saturday. Today's Tuesday. I want to try to have it done by Saturday. Austin has and by done, I mean I would like to have it soaked, blocked, the whole 9 yards by Saturday. So really I probably need to get it done today, tomorrow morning at the latest probably. So we'll see. I guess that might be kind of pushing it to give it enough time to dry. I mean, I don't need it until Saturday evening. We'll see. But Austin has a banquet for basketball, and I would love to be able to wear it. Saturdays, it's going to be in the 80s though, so I may not want to wear this. But the banquet's inside. I'm wearing like a dress shirt that I think it has a little bit of sleeves. But if I get chilly, I'm always cold. So I could kind of wrap it around. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to make it. I think the black needs to probably be at least double what it is now. What do you guys think? And it'll definitely grow once it's blocked. But how fun is this? It's just super cute. I'm really happy with this. And this is a fun, easy knit. I think this is going to be something that I turn to for gifts. I think this would be a great gift knit because it's not, you know, sometimes you think huge shawls. Not everyone is going to want to wear a huge shawl. So this is kind of perfect. It could be more, it's more like a shawlette, I would think. I mean, we'll see how much it grows. But you could definitely, I mean, still, if you just wanted to throw it over your shoulders or wrap it around like a scarf. My hair's gonna be a mess. So it'll definitely be something I turn to for gift knits. Maybe hitchhikers for everybody for Christmas. But it's all knit stitch. I mean, you do a purl stitch occasionally. It's a paid for pattern, I believe, so I'm not gonna give too much away, but it's basically all knit stitch. So super easy, mindless TV knit. I will say, I was watching Shauna Adelaide Cottage podcast yesterday, and she talked about how sometimes she will doze a bit when she's knitting. And you're not alone, Shauna. I thought I was the only one who did that. I find myself, if it's a straight knit, whatever, if I'm magic looping, it's not as bad because, you know, you're constantly adjusting your needles. But if it's a straight knit like this was when the rows get longer, I find myself dozing. It's so bad. Usually it's just in the morning if I have not had enough coffee yet, or around 1:32ish, I kind of hit that afternoon like, oh, I need some energy. I've definitely found myself dozing. So you are not alone in that, Shauna. But definitely easy. If you are wanting to knit a shawl, you've never done one before, or you're newer at knitting shawls, or you're just wanting something mindless that you can work on that would be good for a gift or for yourself. I want more than just one of these. I think I want one in spring colors. But yeah, I highly recommend the Hitchhiker. I think it's kind of a staple, and I'm definitely late to the game. It is not a new pattern. I'm just late to the game enjoying it, but I would highly recommend it. Okay, let's get all of this back in here. Next two that I'm going to show you are sock blanks. So I did not get, kind of going into what I was going to talk about on Chatter here, but I'll go ahead and mention this while I'm getting this put up here. I didn't get as much knitting done as I thought I would in West Virginia, which is perfectly fine because I had a wonderful time. But I didn't think I would get as much work done on this. I did get a little bit, but not a lot. I thought I would get more done on socks, but I didn't. So, like I said, that's all right. No big deal. Oh, let me show you the bag first. So the next one is in this amazing bag from the Yarn Parlor on Etsy. Look at this. Is it not perfect? Absolutely perfect. I have been just coveting this for a while, and I finally had to give in and get it because look at it. I mean, popcorn. She has ones that look like sundaes too. But yeah, I have never, when I see this, I think knitting in the movie theater because it's themed. I'm a theme person. I think popcorn bag, you knit in the movie theater. I've never knit in the movie theater, guys. Let's be honest, I haven't knit in the movie theater. I haven't attempted it because when we go to the movies, I'm too busy eating. Please tell me I'm not alone in that. We go to the movies and I think I'd eat popcorn. And then because I eat so much popcorn, I've got to have something chocolatey sweet to balance out all the salt that I just took in. And then I have some more popcorn. I usually leave with a stomach ache. I cannot believe I have not learned my lesson. By now I'm 30 years old and I still give myself a stomach ache when I go to the movies because I have to eat popcorn and junk food. I don't know what it is. Not that you guys wanted to know my eating habits at the movies, but yes, I love this bag. The inside is Doctor Who, so I had to have it. Absolutely had to have it. So in here I have my sock blank from Wool Fiend on Etsy. And I believe this was a one-of-a-kind sock blank. I could be wrong, but I think it was one of a kind when I ordered it. So here is what I have not knit so far. And I am into the orange. And the first color was pink that I started with. So here's where I am. I don't know how far I was before I left. I should have been good and marked this stuff, but I didn't. But I got most of the leg done, the heel flap, and I was picking up gusset stitches on the way back. Like I said, I did not get a ton of knitting done, but I probably would have worked on this more, but when we came home, it ended up, we had a lot of, there's a cat going across the front yard, and if the dogs see it, they're going to go nuts. They're sleeping, so maybe they won't. Oh, it looks like a little kitten. Ooh. Okay, never mind. We can have cats because Wyatt's allergic, so we're always like, cats. Okay. So I was picking up gusset stitches. We were on the West Virginia Turnpike, and no, I did the heel flap fine on the Turnpike. If you've ever been on the Turnpike, you know it's just windy, windy, windy. So I was trying to pick up gusset stitches, and I was getting car sick, and I don't usually. So I had to put this down, stop, and then most of our traveling was at night. We got home at like 2 a.m. Friday morning, so there was no more knitting. But I'm wondering if that orange is going to be enough to finish it. My original thought was use pink, orange, and yellow for the first sock, green, blue, and purple for the second. Obviously, I could have attempted to do some yarn management and maybe not use quite as much pink and orange and then use yellow, but I didn't, so I'm just going with it. I think that's the fun of sock blanks. Going with it and see what happens. So I might have some, I will not get to the purple. There's no question about that. I'm not going to get to that purple, but I might even have some blue left. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm just going with it, and we're going to see what happens. Okay. That's one work in progress. Next one is another sock blank, and this is in a bag. I told you guys last podcast I was meeting up with Tori of the Tori, she's Toriology on YouTube, and the podcast is Tori Knits. And I met up with her, and she gifted me this bag. How sweet. And this is from Twist Fiber Studio, right? Yes, Twist Fiber Studio. This bag's gorgeous. It has an amazing handle on it. And then just some linen on the inside. I absolutely love it. And it's big and roomy. And in here I have my Gale's Art sock blank. That is kind of tangled apparently. So here is the blank. Absolutely gorgeous, right? And here is the sock. Now I have not worked on this since the way up to West Virginia. I did I think I was to the heel flap or almost to it. And I did the heel flap, turn, gusset, all of the gusset decreases. As soon as the sun was out, this is what I was working on the way to West Virginia. So it just needs a foot and a toe, and then obviously I need to do the second one. But it's really pretty. And let's do a little side by side here. Look at that. Who would have thought that this would do this? The sock blanks are just so fun. I think the fun is not knowing what it's going to do. You have no idea what these are going to look like. And the colors, they're almost kind of spiraling down the sock. So fun. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. And I did have someone ask what a sock blank is. A sock blank is a machine knitted, and it's usually the same, you know, like your standard 463 or 437 yards. So you've got your standard amount of 100 grams, all of that. And then they can, I don't know all the technical bits, I'm not a yarn dyer, but I'm assuming she probably used stencils for this. So you can lay stencils down, you can paint things on here, pictures. If you do not follow Andre Sue Knits, I'm sure everybody does, head over and check out her sock blanks. She hand paints them. They're amazing. They are seriously works of art. If I owned one, I would have a horribly hard time knitting it up because I would just want to frame it and hang it on my wall. Oh, and I'm doing these on High Sharps US 1, 2.25 millimeter, 64 stitches, standard. Oh, I did want to mention, let me pull it back out really quick. So for these, I am actually using 8-inch Addy circulars. Addy is the only company that I am aware of that does 8-inch. Chaogu, Haya, Clover, I think, as well. They all make 9-inch circulars. These are 8-inch, and call me crazy, but I'm really enjoying them. You just work around and around and around. I love it. Get in the groove with it, and I just feel like I fly on these things. I think people either love or hate the 9-inch, and the 8-inch, you know, it's basically the same thing. I don't think that inch is really making that big of a difference, to tell you the truth. But you do kind of have to adjust how you hold them. And that's kind of how I do. You kind of have to just be a lady and sit in it, I think. Very prim and proper. I don't know. You have to be gentle with it. You can't really grip them. So yeah, you do have to get used to them. I do think you can get used to them. I was crazy about them from the get-go. I didn't really have any, well, I don't like them, I hate them. I don't know that I was necessarily, maybe crazy is the wrong term, but I liked them from the get-go. So yeah, I enjoy them. You just go round and round and round. And they're fun for good vanilla knitting, car knitting, patterns. Not as fun on 9-inch because you're working on such a small area, I think. But yeah, I really enjoy them. And like I said, the 8-inch, really, I don't think it's making that big of a difference. I do want to get more because I do feel like socks are so fast on them. Just sit here and knit. So yes, I did want to mention that I got those when I met Tori at the Salty Sheep. She's carrying them. So next time I'm down there, I think I'll probably go ahead and pick up another pair of them. I've got some stash enhancement, guys. I do. So let me show you first. When I met Tori at the Salty Sheep, she gifted me the bag with some minis inside. And then she also gave me this. Look how neat this is. This she has had made by a potter that lives around her. And it is to put your, kind of like a yarn bowl, but it's a little bit smaller, which I think is just absolutely perfect. So you set your yarn cake down inside of there. And look around the outside. Can you tell, anyone guess what these are? These little scallops. That's the easiest part to make out, I think, is right here. What he has done is pressed a crocheted doily. That's what this design is from a crochet doily. So she is working up some different doilies and things, and she's going to have him making more of these. So if they're going to be available to purchase anywhere, I will absolutely let you guys know. But I've used this quite a bit when I've been working on my hitchhiker. I absolutely love it. It is so fun. So I will definitely let you guys know if they're going to be available to purchase. When I was at the Salty Sheep, I of course had to buy something. I bought the needles, then I bought these two beauties. These are Malabrigo sock. The gray is pearl, and this is water green. And I think that these, what is the name of the pattern? I think it's Vintage Prim. I know it's a brioche hat using fingering weight. I think that's the one. I've saved a few brioche hats I want to do, but I think that's the one. I'm pretty sure that's the one I was going to use these for. Can't even remember anymore. It'll be a brioche hat at some point. The idea is that it's going to be for my sister, but I really love these two collars together. So that's horrible of me to be like, if I like it, I'm going to keep it. That's horrible. But what do you think? You think those two collars would look good with my red hair? I think they would look okay, but I should give it to my sister, right? Right. Because that's what I bought it for. And I justified I can buy these because it's for a Christmas present. We'll see what they end up being. All right, so that was all that I bought from the Salty Sheep that day. And while I was in West Virginia, I met up with Jenny of Mountain State Stitches. I have known Jenny since 7th grade, since we were both in 7th grade. So we've been friends for what seems like forever. So I met up with her and we went to Market Street Yarn and Crafts in Parkersburg, West Virginia. And Jenny gifted me this bag. And she is going to have these available in her shop on Etsy sometime soon. And it is just the perfect size drawstring bag for socks. So I'm really excited to get some socks in here. My May socks will probably have to go in here. So she gifted me that, and then while we were there, I of course had to buy some yarn because you just cannot go into a local yarn store and not buy some yarn, can you? You have to. I usually do anyways. So I bought some opal. This one is color number 2677. It says Rainforest. And I love the purple in this. These will definitely be for me. These two I bought with Eric in mind because I'm trying to be more mindful and buy things because he really likes his socks, you guys. He even wore them, like he took them back home and wore them while we were back in West Virginia. So I have got to make him some more socks. So come winter, he's got more than, I think he has 3 pair. So he needs to have more than 3 pair. So I picked these two up thinking that these would work for him. This is sweet and spicy, and it looks like blueberries on there, so I'm not sure, but it doesn't say. The color number is 8614. And then this one is sweet and spicy pepper, and the color number on this one is 8611. So these, at some point before next winter, will be for Eric. And that is all that I purchased. Well, no, I take that back. I did buy a skein of yarn for my friend Karen. She has already been, it's been sent to her home. Karen babysat Austin's beta fish, Pete, while we were gone. And she was so sweet and sent the cutest pictures of Pete doing things around, little things set up by Pete's fish bowl while he was at her house. So she needed a skein of yarn as a thank you. So next I'm going to show you a few things that I received in the mail while I was gone in West Virginia. The first thing that I'll show you came from just a viewer of the podcast. She wanted to send me some goodies. Oh, and I already took 2 of them off. She wanted to send me some goodies just because she enjoys watching the podcast. So sweet and kind of her to do that. It was not necessary. So thank you so much. Her name is Anne. I won't give away her Ravelry name or anything because I'm not sure if she wants me to. So thank you so much, Anne, for sending these. So the first thing that she sent is this adorable London project bag. Come on, how cute. It makes me totally jealous that Eric has lived over there. I mean, not in London per se. He was stationed at Lakenheath when he was active duty in the Air Force. So I'm super jealous that he got to go exploring over there and do all of these fun things. And it was before we were married, so I didn't get to go. But she sent this bag, which I absolutely love. There's a pocket on the inside and some white linen. Another drawstring bag. Apparently I'm totally obsessed with drawstring bags at the moment. I just love them. So she sent this, and then she sent a few other things that are actually sitting over there that I'll grab in just a second. But she also sent a prize package for the podcast. How sweet. So in here there is a drawstring bag that is kind of ocean beachy themed. Got a great pom-pom, some teas, some chocolate. I should mention there were teas and chocolate in mine, and the chocolate may be gone. It was delicious. So she sent that in here. And let's see what else. There are some progress keepers, quite a bit of progress keepers in here, and they are all beach and ocean themed. I'm not going to take it out and show you because she has it so nicely packaged up. So I'm going to leave it in the package. But this will go in the prize drawer for a future cal or prize drawing. We'll do something fun for sure. I grabbed the other goodies that she sent. She sent this. This was attached to the bag. Keychain with a pom-pom, and Wyatt is begging me to do a hat with this pom-pom on it for him for next year. He loves red, so I don't know, maybe I will detach this and make this into a hat. And then she also sent some progress keepers that are London themed. I'll show you just a few of them. Can you see that? There you go. bus. There's Big Ben. There's a teacup, a saucer, a teapot, and a crown. Super cute. So those are some other goodies that she sent. And then I got, oh no, she sent this as well. I have to show you this. Favorite tea time recipes. Eric and I are so excited to use some of these recipes. We've been watching, is it the Great British Bake Off? Is that what it's called? On Netflix. And we're kind of obsessed. And he is definitely more of a baker than I am as far as breads and things go. I like to make brownies and cookies and sweet stuff, and he's more of a make a savory or a savory sweet. Like he made some cinnamon, I can't remember what the name of the recipe was called, but like a cinnamon loaf 2 nights ago after we had been watching Great British Bake Off or baking show. I can never remember if it's a bake off or baking show. Either one, we watch it and then we get really hungry. So we're really excited about this. There's a chocolate fudge cake, lemon cake, coffee cake, some biscuit recipes. We cannot wait to use this. It will definitely go to good use. Thank you so much for that as well. Okay, these next things, I don't think I've shown yet. If I have, I'm terribly sorry for re-showing them, but I really don't think I have. So the wonderful, amazing Melissa of Knitty by Nature sent me some goodies for the sock blank along, some prizes. So here we have some progress keepers and stitch markers, and they are cute socks. Look at those. And then she sent me 2 of these. So each one of the prizes will be getting one of these. Knitting is my jam. A pin for your bag. Got 2 of those, and then another stitch marker and progress keeper set. That is perfect for springtime. So these will be going into the prizes for the sock blank along. Okay, and I also received, I think there's a fly. Did you see the fly buzzing around? And I also received a package from Melissa's Mom Creations on Etsy. She sent me a bag for myself and then one for the giveaway. And I was not sure which one to keep for myself. Wyatt said I needed to keep this one. So this is what I'm keeping. She's got her tag on there. It is yet another drawstring bag. I am seriously just so obsessed with sock-sized drawstring bags. I say that because I don't have any bigger than sock-sized, but I love it. They're just so nice to put your sock project in, and you can put them in your purse and take them with you, because I am such a knit on the go mom. I knit everywhere. So this is perfect. And she also sent a needle cozy. The fabric on the inside is cute too. That's the same fabric that's on the bag. So this is the one that I decided, or I should say Wyatt decided, that I would keep for myself. I would decide it anyways, just because it's too funny. And so the truth. Then she also sent a prize package for you guys. So this will be going into the prize drawer. There's a drawstring bag and a needle cozy, and there's also some tea in there. Cupcakes, guys. Cupcake, a project bag. It's perfect. I'm not going to take it out because she has it so lovely packaged. But I think that's it. No, it's not. No, it's not. Last thing that I have to show you, I was contacted by Laura from Row 1 High Quality Yarns, and she asked if it would be okay to send over a 1-month prescription to myself for me to check out and see if I liked it, and then we can have a giveaway for you guys. So this is just amazing, you guys. Her subscription service is $35 a month. That's for the US, and the US is free shipping within the US. Now, if you're an international order, it is $15 shipping, $35 for this monthly subscription, $15 shipping. And you get, look at this, 10 to 20 minis. They will either be 5 or 10 grams a piece. So this is 20 minis, so I'm assuming these are 5 grams a piece, which is perfect for my cozy memories or maybe some scrappy socks. But her subscription, the month will always equal 100 grams. Regardless if it's 10 or 20 minis, you will always get 100 grams of yarn. So this month that I received, I mean, look at those. I could not, like, it was just like, ah, when I opened this up. Look at it. They're gorgeous. And they have the names on them. I know you can't really see it. There's probably a lot of crinkling too. You can't really see it the way they are, and I don't really want to open it yet, but the brown tag that she has on there has the name of the colorway, and it comes with a sheet of paper in there, and it tells you that it is Anzula Luxury Fibers. That is what this month was. And there are 2 yarn bases included in here, where the yarn is made, care instructions, and then it gives you the lists of the colorway names. So how fun is that? Who does not love minis? I know I am mini crazy. I'm pretty sure the majority of knitters are. Scrappy projects are just taking the knitting world by storm, it seems like. And why not? Because they're so much fun and you're using up your scraps. And then you can also buy little goodies like this because they're so cute. And these guys, you can get these, you get to try out a different yarn dyer. Maybe one you haven't tried. I've never tried Anzula. I know, I'm pretty sure the Salty Sheep carries it, but I've never purchased it. So you get to try out a yarn dyer. See if you like them, see if you don't like them. If you get some minis in here you're not crazy about, do a swap with someone. Do a mini swap. That's fun. Just swap, you know, the ones that you're not absolutely in love with. Put them in your scrappy projects, your cozy memories, your crochet, scrappy socks. I really might do scrappy socks with this because I haven't done a pair of scrappy socks in a while. So that might be what I do with these. We shall see though, because I've been working a lot with my cozy memories in the evening. I've really been enjoying it, and I feel like, I don't know that I really fell out of love with it, but I wasn't working on it as much. I talked about that last podcast. And I feel like I have really started working on it so much again. I'm just enjoying it in the evenings, sitting down, watching Breaking Bad, because I had withdrawals, okay, when I was in West Virginia. I have been watching it like a mad woman, and when we were in West Virginia, when we left, I was towards the end of season 4, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why couldn't I have just finished it before we left? So I have season 5, I'm into season 5. So when I sit down in the evening, since we've gotten home, I've been breaking out my cozy memories, working on it. As of last night, I think I did, it was either 101 or 102 was the total amount of squares that I have so far in the blanket. The section that I've been working on is completely squared off, and I've started a new section. But we will talk more about that next month on the first podcast of the month. If you're a new viewer, I show my scrappy projects during a segment on the first podcast of the month. So that will be coming up next month. We will talk more about that, and hopefully I'll have a big old scrappy magic knot yarn ball ready to go for my corner to corner, and maybe even have some of it worked in. We shall see. But yes, minis. Oh my gosh, guys. I just don't think you can go wrong with minis. You get to try out a new yarn dyer and add all of this fun goodness to some scrappy project. You just can't go wrong. So that is it for mail and stash enhancement. Let's see how I'm doing on time. It is 9 after 3, so I'm still pretty good on time. Next, we just have some chatter. This podcast might not be quite as edited with the segments and things today, just because it's been one of those days, you guys, just one of those days with technology. You guys know, I've said many, many times, I am not a tech savvy person. And I feel like any slightly tech savvy person would have known what the problem with storage was on the iPad at first glance. Did I? No. So I deleted everything I had recorded and then figured out what the problem was. Breathe. Did it again. 45 minutes in, you're good on time. Okay. So chatter, we had a great time on our trip to West Virginia. We left on April 15th to go up. We left about 5 a.m. So we got there pretty early. We got there around 2 in the afternoon. I got to go do some grocery shopping with my sister, get stuff we needed for the week and for our Easter cookout. We had a cookout that first day we were there, which was lots of fun. We colored eggs with my boys and her daughter, my niece. We just had a great time. The kids went to bed around their normal time. They were pretty tired from getting up so early, and they didn't really sleep a ton on the trip, so they were pretty worn out. We were exhausted too, but apparently you don't need sleep when you're with your sister and you don't get to see her that often. Who wants to sleep? Not us, apparently, because my sister and I were up until 3 a.m. No joke. I was up almost 24 hours. Eric was up 24 hours. My sister and I went to bed around 3. We just could not do it anymore, and we knew as the moms we were going to be the ones getting up with the kids, so we had to go to bed. Eric and James stayed up until 5:30 or 6. Birds were chirping. He said they had no idea how late it was. They were sitting, we'd had a bonfire, not really a bonfire, but like a little fire in their fire pit. And we'd all been out there, and Eric said they were like, why are the birds so loud? And then they realized, oh my gosh, the sun is about to start coming up. So we were pretty exhausted the next day, but that's what coffee is for, and we survived, and we had the best time. It is so much fun to get to spend time with my sister. We just sat up and talked and goofed off and listened to old music, laughed about the music that we used to listen to, tried to remember the words. She's much better than I am at remembering the words. But we just had the best time. It was so much fun, and it's great that we're so close now. This is my middle sister, and we were not that close. We didn't really have like a falling out or anything. We just kind of drifted apart. We were at different stages in our lives. After I left, when I got married, I left home. We were just at different stages. I was closer at that point with my youngest sister. I think in some ways, a lot of the time of her growing up, my youngest sister, I was more of a mom figure. So we were pretty close. And then now it's like it's switched. My middle sister and I are pretty close, and my youngest sister and I, we just kind of drifted as well, I guess. But it's nice to be that close with Cassie, and it's nice that our significant others get along so great. I could not believe they stayed up that late talking. Totally crazy. But we stayed at my sister's the whole time, and it was so great of her to let us stay there and crash. I kept telling her, I'm so sorry if we are just like, you were tired of us and you were ready for us to leave. But no, it was great to get to spend time with her and with my niece. She is just, I love that little girl so stinking much. She's so cute. So we had a great time. The dogs did great. They got along with my sister's dog, and then her neighbor has dogs that kind of roam the neighborhood during the day. So they got along with them. They got along with my mother-in-law's dogs. One of her dogs they got along with from the other side of the fence. It's that kind of a situation where we have to keep that dog away from the kids as well. So we didn't let the dogs around it. But they did great. They were exhausted by the time we left. On the way up there, they were kind of nervous, and Chloe didn't really sleep. It took her 5 hours of the trip to really kind of calm down and lay down and sleep without getting up every few minutes. But on the way home, out like the entire time. They slept. They were exhausted. They had so much fun. So that was nice that they get along. Our biggest problem with the dogs was the van door, the automatic van door. They kept trying to jump in or jump out of the van when the doors were closing. I don't know. They always do this, and I don't know why. They act like dummies. As soon as that door starts to move, they're like, oh my gosh, what is it going to do? And they just act like the biggest dummies. Gracie is so small that at one point on the way up when we stopped, she tried to jump, not tried, she did, in between the door and the van as it was closing. She jumps out, and I panicked the rest of the trip. I'm like, they're going to get smashed. They're going to get smashed and die from the automatic van door. Yeah, I was a nervous wreck with that. But other than that, we had a really, really great time. It was so great to see everybody, but it was definitely great to get to come home as well. I'm a homebody, and so is Eric. So it was just coming home was like, oh, okay, we can relax. Not that we didn't get to relax and have fun on our trip, but it's always kind of hectic and stressful at times when we go home because we don't go that often, I think. And, you know, it's hard to go with the kids in school and different things. And it's like a 8.5, 9-hour trip. So it is still, you know, it's not a bad drive, but it's a drive. Hard to do when you have kids in school. So when we go home, it can get a bit stressful. You've got so many people you want to see and so many people that want to see you, and trying to squeeze everybody in and make sure that you spend enough time with everybody is hard. And it doesn't really bother Eric. I don't think he's just like, yeah, whatever. We see who we see. If we don't get to see him, we'll see him next time. But I know there have been, every single trip it seems like, somebody gets mad or gets upset. They don't think we spent enough time with them. We didn't come to their house. We didn't spend more than a few hours with them. Every single trip. And that, I don't know, I get upset about it because I don't want people to be mad at me. I'm a people pleaser. I want to have everybody happy. So I get kind of like, oh, stressed. I don't know why I let it bother me so much. I should be more like Eric, I guess, and not be as fazed by it. It can be a bit stressful trying to make sure we see everybody and that we don't leave with somebody mad, because it never fails that somebody is mad and does not feel like they saw us enough. But we try as hard as we can. There's only so many hours in a day, and we've got my family to see and Eric's family to see. So it gets a bit tough, but I think we did pretty well this time. Fairly well anyways. We tried. That's all I can say. We tried. Without running ourselves completely ragged, we tried to at least see everybody that had said they wanted to see us. We ended up having to come home on Thursday instead of Friday. We left Thursday evening around 5. Wyatt got sick on Thursday. We're not exactly sure. It was just something viral. I did end up taking him to the doctor yesterday, and they said it was just something viral. They've been seeing a lot of stuff like that going around. But he had a fever on Thursday of 102.6, so it was pretty high, and he just was not feeling good. And I didn't know what he was coming down with. So I told Eric, I'm like, oh, if it just wasn't 8.5 hours, we could just leave and go home tonight. And he's like, I don't care if it's 8.5 hours, let's just go home tonight. We just did not want to wait and leave Friday morning and have him be throwing up or something. We just thought, okay, he's just got a fever for now. We don't know what else is going to happen. Let's just go home. So we doped him up with Motrin and put him in the car. We packed everything up. We drove home, got home about 2 a.m. Friday morning, and it worked out good. You know, he had a fever all weekend, but he's back in school today. He's feeling good. It was just one of those viral things that were going around, I guess. All right, so I've got about 15 minutes till I need to go down to the bus stop. So I am going to go ahead and stop this here. Hopefully this isn't too crazy of a podcast today. It's probably not as good as the one I recorded this morning, but sorry guys. I know now not to have the iPad set the way that it was. I don't even remember now with what exactly it was, but I know not to hit that again. So yes, I am going to clean up, get the boys. I've got to make dinner, help with homework, and then edit this. So it probably won't be up until Wednesday at this point. It probably would have been up this evening if I had done it properly. You live and you learn, you guys. It is such a learning process for me because I do not do technology at all. The next podcast will be the first podcast of May, so look forward to Scrappy segment, or Let's Get Scrappy. We will talk all about scrappy blankets, and I really do want to do scrappy socks with this. So maybe I'll have these cast on. Probably not, but maybe. So yes, look forward to the next podcast in about 2 weeks. And in between then, I will see you guys on social media. So I hope that you guys have a great 2 weeks until I see you again and get lots of knitting done. So I will talk to you guys later. Happy knitting. Bye. On the inside, I have to show you it too. The inside's Doctor Who. So I had to have that. You guys just took a tumble. Oh, yeah. Are you still with me? Are you still there? You took a tumble. You're good. Okay. She watched Austin. she watched oh my gosh!